Hey everybody, welcome back. I am Danny West. I'm joined by David McDarby, and this is my deck tech for Tolsimir Wolfblood. We've already seen the blue-red spells Izzet deck, and now it's time for the opposite side of that coin, and that is the green-white critters deck. So if you look down here, we have my commander, who is Tolsimir Wolfblood. He is, for those of you who don't know, he's somewhat of an obscure legend from Ravnica yesteryear. He is a green-white Lord. He pumps your other green and white creatures, as well as making a legendary wolf, who, of course, is green and white. This has several kind of subtle interactions with the deck. The most prominent is my inclusion of Wolfbriar Elemental and Master of the Wild Hunt. Not only are these obviously green for him to pump, but they provide a steady stream of wolves, including Voja and including the one from the Elemental to actually act as removal. Master of the Wild Hunt is green removal, which is essentially to say he fights to get rid of things, and making a bunch of wolves and then playing Master of the Wild Hunt, you can start to take out other creature decks fairly quickly. Some of the other cards I have, we have Knight of the Reliquary. If you're playing a green-white deck, it's hard to imagine you wouldn't have her in it. Yeah, and these are some of the lands she has against blue decks that feature cards like Desertion and Bribery. Dave McDarby, fond of blue decks. Homeward Path helps bring your permanents back. Yavimaya Hollow is a really cool trick. It's a really cool trick if you have an important creature on board that you are sort of swinging into the red zone or is about to die to a trick. You can tutor it up to regenerate it. Dryad Arbor, the old Green Sun Zenith trick from Legacy and the Maverick decks, is you can, on turn 1, sort of rampant growth by getting Arbor by Green Sunning for 0. And of course, Strip Mine. And I greedily admit Sun Titan is in this deck, so sometimes you can lock people out with Strip Mine.
You got Sun Titan, you got Knight of the Reliquary, but you don't have Life from the Loam. You don't have Crucible of Worlds. You don't have these cards that you want to Wasteland, Strip Mine, Life from the Loam. Let's have fun. You not playing Magic. You want spot removal for lands. You're green-white. Like, you want removal for lands, but you don't want to go overboard on that. But you have a good mix.
Sure. Strip Mine can be taboo if you abuse it, but it's good in moderation. And, if I've got Strip Mine, Regrowth, E-Witness, and then I get sorry, buddy, that's the road.
Yeah, if I play Izzet Boilerworks, like, ugh.
Yeah. Oh, the Ravnica bounce lands against Strip Mine are quite the blowout. Yep. Quite the blowout.
That's why I actually don't play a whole lot of them anymore, because I'm so afraid of Wasteland, Strip Mine, or Boomerang.
Some of the other stuff the deck has, green and white, as we know, are not the most prominent draw colors, so Skull Clamp mitigates that. There is a Stoneforge Mystic in the deck, and these are some of the cards that put out 1/1s. Increasing Devotion makes 5 1/1s, or if it's flashback, double that. Ant Queen is a steady stream. Geistdotted Monk comes with 2. So because of that, you are able to consistently draw cards in colors that you wouldn't be able to otherwise.
Yeah, Commander is based off mana and card draw pretty much. And green-white doesn't have a whole lot of card draw, as in you draw multiple cards from your library. But you can lean to artifacts such as Mind's Eye or Skullcramp to draw cards, or you can look for things like Oracle Moldiah that effectively draw you cards by putting lands into play. So being the green-white Selesnya dude mage, you gotta get your card draw elsewhere.
Sure, and the deck features Harmonize and Greater Good, but at the same time, those can feel incredibly slow, especially on the draw, doing sorcery speed type card draw, or card draw where you have a huge disadvantage, like in Greater Good, where you're actually discarding some powerful spells to get others. Some of the other cards, let's see, this is actually one of my favorite.
But you don't see you have a whole lot of Commander unless she's the Commander herself.
That's correct. I really like what she does to this deck in terms of combat tricks. Few people, this is an interaction I often have with people who I play against for the first time, is she can flash in your Commander, and Tolsimir coming in and pumping a bunch of your guys, sometimes twice in the middle of combat, is a trick that people don't really expect.
Yeah, you never see Eva coming.
Correct. Yeah. It's a great way to hedge bets against blue decks, especially the really spiky, annoying commander decks that just have Cryptic Command and tons of counter spells that are just obnoxious. Yeva really helps you circumvent sort of the disadvantage of playing dudes during your own turn. And Wiltleaf Lead just sort of an extension of the Tolsimir flash in. Sometimes you get the infinite blowout where you can flip something off a Windbrisk Kites or a Mosswort Bridge and then flash in and just actually kill them out of nowhere.
Okay, yeah, you got a pretty good token theme running here, but you still got some cards that blow up things.
Correct. Against other creature decks, especially commanders like Rise the Redeemed, who just want to put as many tokens on the table as possible, you need to have a safety valve, and one of the greatest ways to do that is to have a Wrath or a Martial Coup, and if the stars align right, to have Avacyn in play when you do that, so you actually just kill them.
The Wombo combo, as it
yes,
were.
that's the end of the game. And I think This deck does a great job of having some powerful interactions that don't seem unfair.
Yeah, I don't think any green-white deck can really seem all that fair unless you're playing Gaddock Teague.
Sure,
Then
yes.
you just want to make everyone unfun, play
Or
Thalia.
like Thalia, like a stacks deck.
Yeah, play Thalia or Glow Rider or stuff. So a lot of times when people play green-white tokens, they play arguably more powerful commanders, such as Tristani Rice Redeemed. Why have you chosen Tolsimir Wolfblood?
We have talked at length about the role of Commander in being an identity format, where you can do what you want to do. And when I picked up this format, and you and I started playing and brewing, one of the things I wanted to do was find a commander that quote-unquote had my essence, not just with Magic, but in life.
Yeah.
And I'm a dog guy.
What are your two favorite things in your life?
In my life, I'm a big fan. I have 2 puppies, and I'm a big fan of them. And I wanted a commander that made a dog.
Yep.
And Tolsimir, you don't get much better than Tolsimir.
You make a dog.
Making a dog. So I'm quite fond of Tolsimir Wolfblood, and quite fond of this deck, both as a something that represents me not in Magic, but also in actual life. Yeah.
So we kind of brought green-white creatures represents Danny, and blue-red spells represents me.
Correct.
And hopefully, through our representation of our guilds and our lifestyles and how we like to play Magic and how we like to live our lives,
it's hard not to have fun.
Yeah.
And that's why we came to this format. So that is Tolsimir Wolfblood, and next thing you see, I guess, will be some games.
Yeah. Hopefully, we can see a little Cyclonic Rift action happening here.
Gross.
Just like, here we go.
Oh,
and
no.
there we have it.
Ugh.
So we'll see you with some battles.